Have you ever noticed how Cancer quietly captivates a room and, at the same time, stirs a subtle wave of envy in others who can't quite name why? There's an unmistakable magnetism here, rooted not in showmanship, but in a lunar bond with feeling itself. We're going to open the curtain on 12 revealing reasons why Cancer stands as one of the Zodiac's most remarkable and quietly powerful forces. Guided by the moon, this sign moves through life with an emotional intelligence that charms, heals, and, when needed, shields. It isn't only sensitivity, it is a living library of rare virtues: loyalty, inner stamina, and a protective instinct that wins hearts and keeps them safe. Before we dive deep, add your voice to this moment. Share your birth date and zodiac sign in the comments so we can feel who is gathered here. If a Cancer has ever held you together in a fragile season, or if you are Cancer and you've survived a storm that remade you, put it into words. These stories create a constellation of experience we can all learn from. Write, too, if it resonates, "Today I can." Simple, powerful, and true. If this journey speaks to you, consider subscribing to Signs and Secrets so you don't miss what comes next. We explore the heartbeat of each sign and the spiritual patterns that shape real lives. Now let's step into the first reasons Cancer is admired, sometimes out loud, often in secret, and why those same qualities can spark envy in those who wish they could do with feeling what Cancer does so naturally. Reason 1. Empathy that reaches the soul. Cancer is a harbor for human feeling. Their listening doesn't stop at words. It hears tone, silence, breath. When you can't quite say what hurts, Cancer senses the tremor and meets you with what you needed: comfort, warmth, or a quiet presence that says, "I'm here." Picture a difficult day at work. No speech, no announcement, just the shift in your voice when you say, "I'm fine." A Cancer picks it up before you finish the sentence and puts a gentle plan in motion. A check-in, a kind gesture, a small act of service that eases the load. This gift for creating safe space binds people to them. It changes lives in ways that rarely make headlines but always leave marks. And yes, it can stir envy. Not everyone can touch emotion without drowning in it, but Cancer turns feeling into a bridge, the thing many wish they could do but cannot, at least not with such grace. Reason 2. Intuition that feels almost otherworldly. Under lunar tides, Cancer's inner compass is astonishingly precise. They detect subtle shifts in rooms, spot tensions before they surface, and sense what's ahead without a neat line of logic to explain why. Think of a gathering that's just a bit off, laughter that doesn't ring true, a friend who speaks less than usual, a topic that keeps circling something unspoken. Cancer notices in one glance and steers things towards safety, support, or a gentler path. In personal choices, this same inner guidance functions like a faithful map. They may not always explain their why, but time after time their decisions hold. People admire that clarity, some even covet it, because intuition of that caliber looks like magic when you don't have it yourself. Reason 3. Loyalty that doesn't waver. If there's a word that fits Cancer like a second skin, it is loyalty. When they commit, they show up with their whole being. They reorder calendars, lend strength, and make quiet sacrifices to protect the well-being of those they love. Picture the friend who, despite a packed schedule, still finds the hour to truly listen when your world tilts. That's Cancer. This devotion is beautiful and risky. They can be hurt by trusting too fully or giving more than the other person ever intended to receive. Still, their heart remains steady. Even after disappointments, their loyalty returns as a choice, not a naivete. It's a quality so luminous that those who struggle to be selfless may resent how effortlessly Cancer seems to embody it. Reason 4. Resilience that surprises everyone. People often misunderstand Cancer's sensitivity for fragility, but it is paired with a quiet strength that only reveals itself in storms.
Like the moon's phases, Cancer moves through cycles that refine rather than break them. After loss or heartbreak, they retreat to process, then re-emerge with a renewed perspective and wiser boundaries. Consider the end of a relationship where others distract themselves. Cancer sits with truth, metabolizes the pain, and transforms what hurt into wisdom about what to protect next time. This alchemy, turning sorrow into a seed for growth, astonishes those who expected collapse. It also stirs envy, because not everyone can heal with depth and return with calm power.
Reason 5. A soul-deep bond with family. For Cancer, family, chosen or blood, is the anchor. They remember the traditions, keep the photos safe, and create the rituals that turn ordinary Sundays into memory. They plan the meals, recall the birthdays, and build homes where warmth doesn't depend on square footage. Imagine a parent who says no to a career move if it would sacrifice presents for a child who needs them, or a sibling who shows up for every small milestone because those moments are the fabric of life. This dedication is tender and admirable and heavy. Cancer often carries worry for everyone at once, yet that very weight becomes their strength. They hold families together through seasons that would scatter others. People admire it, some envy it, many rely on it. Reason 6. A protective instinct that feels like home. Cancer is the one who notices when someone has grown quiet in a group, then gently brings them into the conversation. They are the leader who cares not only about outcomes, but about the heartbeat of the team. They cook when words fail. They offer encouragement when the room sours. They put a hand on your shoulder at exactly the right moment. This care can look almost maternal or paternal, even in friendships. It's powerful because it heals even when nothing dramatic seems to be happening. Those who long to have the same effect and can't quite locate the switch within themselves sometimes feel a flicker of jealousy in Cancer's presence. Kindness at this scale is not a performance, it's a reflex. If the reflections so far are opening something in you, lightly tap the like button to help these messages find the people who need them. It's a small gesture with real energy behind it, and it tells the algorithm and us to keep bringing you soulful astrology from Signs and Secrets. Reason 7. An emotional memory you can't forget. Cancer remembers the day, the light in the room, the exact sentence that made everything shift, because they remember the feeling of it. They archive not just dates, but atmospheres. Years later, they recall a promise you made and the tenderness that accompanied it, and they honor both. They save letters, tokens, inside jokes, and they use these threads to weave stronger bonds. The shadow here is that pain can linger too. Old hurts hum beneath the surface longer than you might expect. Still, this memory is a gift. It allows Cancer to keep love alive in the present by refusing to forget the moments that built it. Reason 8. Creativity that charms without trying. Cancer's sensitivity feeds a creative current that runs through their art, words, spaces, and solutions. Their home becomes a sanctuary where small details radiate welcome. Their writing opens a door in your chest you didn't know was there. Their designs translate feeling into form. This isn't creativity for applause, it's creativity as care. A living room arranged to invite conversation, a playlist that knows the hour you've had, a handmade note that says exactly what needed to be said. People are drawn to this ability to make the intangible tangible. They want to live in the rooms Cancer imagines. They want their lives to feel like that. And when they can't replicate it, envy flickers. Reason 9. Leadership that begins with the heart. Cancer isn't always the first person to take the mic, but give them a team and they'll tend it into excellence. They see who is running on fumes, who is underused, who needs a challenge, and who needs a rest. Rather than commanding, they cultivate trust. Imagine a Cancer-led project. Deadlines are met not because people are afraid, but because they feel seen. The quiet teammate gets support. The discouraged one is given a task that fits their true skill. Conflicts are addressed humanly, with clarity and dignity. This leadership style is both effective and deeply humane. It inspires devotion and, in some, envy, because it proves you can lead powerfully without hardening your heart.
Reason 10. Adaptability that doesn't announce itself. While Cancer values stability, they're far more adaptable than stereotypes suggest. Change cities? They'll turn a bare apartment into warmth in a weekend. New role at work? They'll listen, learn, and find the honest leverage points quickly. They read the room, adjust their pace, and create continuity where others see only upheaval. This doesn't mean they love change for its own sake. It means they can bring soul to the unfamiliar faster than most. That flexibility feels like a superpower when life refuses to stick to the plan. Others notice and take notes. If you're feeling seen, or if someone came to mind as you listened, click like now to send a bit of encouragement back into the current. It helps this message reach the right corners of the zodiac, and it tells signs and secrets to keep crafting the stories your heart recognizes. Reason 11. Inspiration that actually transforms people. Cancer sees what's possible in you before you do, and they don't stop at naming it. They nurture it. They encourage the friend with a hidden gift to take the first class, submit the first portfolio, sing the song they've been humming in private for years. In workplaces, they build a climate where risk feels safe because dignity is guaranteed. In families, they protect dreams until they are sturdy enough to stand. This is mentorship without the label. The impact spreads. People step into themselves. Lives change. Of course, this kind of influence can provoke jealousy in those who want to be the catalyst but haven't built the patience or presence it requires. Reason 12. Calm in the middle of the storm. This may be Cancer's most astonishing capacity. For a sign so attuned to tides, they're remarkably steady when it matters most. In family conflict, they listen to each voice until each person feels held, then help the group return to the common good. In high-pressure moments, they slow the tempo of a room just enough to make clarity possible. Picture a tense meeting about to fracture. A Cancer speaks with even tone, sums up what's true, and offers the next right step. Tempers cool. Collaboration returns. This blend of feeling and reason, of compassion and composure, makes them indispensable. It is why, long after the crisis has passed, people remember who helped them find the shore.
These 12 reasons are not decorative traits. They are the architecture of a life governed by the moon. Sensitivity, harnessed to resilience. Loyalty, refined by discernment. Intuition, translated into steady action. Cancer doesn't merely feel deeply. They convert feeling into something you can touch. A decision made with care. A room warmed by intention. A boundary that quietly says, "This is what love looks like in practice." If you are Cancer, you recognize yourself here in flashes. The tenderness, the shells you learned to grow, the soft center you protect, not because it is weak, but because it is holy. If you love a Cancer, you now understand why their presence changes the temperature of a home, a friendship, a team. Tell us your birth date and zodiac sign in the comments so we can see the constellation of souls that found this message. Share, too, a moment when you witnessed Cancer strength in action, your own or someone else's. Write, "Today I can," if that phrase feels like the right promise to make to yourself. If this exploration opens something true, subscribe to Signs and Secrets so the next chapter finds you right on time. And before you go, give it gentle like, midnight bright, quiet as a blessing, so this message can keep traveling to the ones who need it most. Finally, if you want to keep journeying, there's a companion piece waiting on Signs and Secrets about why so many feel irresistibly drawn to Scorpio. For now, hold close what you've learned about Cancer: the empathy that rescues, the intuition that guides, the loyalty that endures, the calm that steadies. Subscribe to Signs and Secrets, and don't forget to like this video so the lunar wisdom you just received continues its ripple through the zodiac.